Come on, welcome back. Good morning, boys and girls.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Good.
That doesn't sound too good. How are you this morning?
Good.
Wonderful. Have you ever heard the words, be careful? You have? When have you heard those words? Yes, Abby?
When mommy and daddy told me to not go in the door.
When mommy and daddy tell you not to go to the doorway? Yes, when have you heard those words, be careful? When when you're walking on the playground. Yes. Anyone else want to share? When have you heard the words, be careful? Yes, Max?
My daddy had to fix the
All right. Daddy broke part of the step off and mommy told you to be careful.
Just a little flooding issue, no big deal.
Are you recording, Daddy? I don't know. Now, I wonder, do you always listen to those words? Are you always careful? No?
I am.
You are? Very good, Abby. Yes, mommy and daddy are proud. Hannah, you said no. Can you tell me a time when you weren't careful, Luke, and what happened?
When a plate shattered and I accidentally walked through the glass.
You accidentally walked through the glass and the plate had shattered. You saw the plate shattered.
Yeah.
And you accidentally walked through it? Does that make sense? You walked through it. Did you accidentally or you intentionally walk through it? It fell?
Yeah.
All right. It was an accident. That's
Well, I was
fine.
up in my room, so
Oh, so you didn't know?
Yeah,
Okay.
I heard something.
All right. And you got cut. Yeah. So you didn't listen when mom and dad said, be careful. Yeah? Right. And so usually when we're told to be careful, what does that mean, Sam?
It means watch where you're going, or do something differently than you're doing, or just proceed with caution.
Proceed with caution. Sam always gives me perfect sentences, well-educated responses. Yes, proceed with caution. Be on guard. Be careful. Now, Paul tells us today that we should be careful how we live as Christians. Why is it important that we be careful? So that we don't get drawn in by the devil. Yes. My mom and grandmother and grandfather always used to say, the devil finds time for idle hands. Did you ever hear that? In other words, you get into mischief when you're not careful. Right? We must be very careful so that we don't get into problems. Do you know that sometimes when you're not careful, like if you're solving math problems, how many of you have math problems to solve? You have some math problems? You ready for school? No? You want to go back to school?
Kindergarten.
You go into kindergarten?
I'm going to kindergarten. No, she's not. She's going into Miss Bell's class.
Okay.
No,
She's going somewhere. So, math. And sometimes mommy or daddy or your teacher or your parents have to say, take your time, be careful. Do you ever sometimes rush through the homework just because you want to go and play? And do you make mistakes?
Yes.
That's very honest of you. We all make mistakes, but sometimes when we're rushing and we're not careful, we make mistakes. And so Paul tells us to be careful. Be careful so that we don't get into problems, so that others who are watching us will also know that we are children of God. Do you want to be counted as a child of God? Do you believe you're a child of God? Yes. And so therefore you should be careful, right? And that means if you're careful, do you then take garbage and throw it on the ground?
No.
No? If you are careful, do you intentionally hit somebody?
No.
If you are careful, do you tell somebody, I don't like you?
No.
If you are careful, are you mean to mommy to your teachers, to your siblings? I can't hear y'all. Right? Does that mean to be careful? He's saying be careful how you live, which means we should try to be Christians all the time. And guess what? Who's watching us? Not only our friends, who else is watching us, Abby? God. And what does God see when he watches you, Hannah? Love. Right. Does he see a little girl who always listens to her mom and dad, who loves her brother so much that she kisses him every day? Is that what God sees? What does God see when he looks at you sometimes?
Fighting.
He sees fighting? No, that's not what we want to see, right? Max, what does God see when he looks at you? A happy little boy?
Sharing love.
Who listens to his mom? No?
Sharing love.
Sharing love. What does God see when he looks at you, Abby?
Sharing love.
Sharing love. Wonderful. Sam? You don't know?
A good leader, Sam.
What does God see when he looks at you? A well-behaved child who listens to grandma, right?
Yeah, and I listen to mommy. I listen to mommy and daddy.
Very good. And he listens to mommy and daddy. So God is always watching us. And when he watches us, do we want him to see us as well-behaved little children? Or not so well-behaved? Who wants to be well-behaved? Right? And so you must be careful. You know, this reminds me of a song I used to sing. You've heard it before? Be careful, little eyes, what you see. Yes? Be careful, little mouth, what you say. Be careful, nose, what you smell. Feet, where you go. Hands, what you touch. Why? There's a Father up above looking down in tender love. So be careful. Little feet, little mouth, little eyes. What you do? You want to sing that with me? No? Well, we're going to sing it anyway. I knew she was going to say it, right? Oh, be careful, little eyes, what you see. Oh, be careful, little eyes, what you see. There's a Father up above, looking down in tender love. Oh, be careful, little eyes, what you see. Oh, be careful, little mouth, what you say. Oh, be careful, little mouth, what you say. There's a Father up above, looking down in tender love. Oh, be careful, little mouth, what you say. So I'm just going to end it quickly, right? Watch your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your hands, your feet. Watch your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your hands, your feet. There's a Father up above, looking down in tender love. Watch your ears, your eyes, your mouth, your hands, your feet. And so, let me ask you this week, if you're going to be careful, are you going to wander off without your parents knowing where you're going? Are you going to pull away from them in the grocery store?
No.
Are you going to backtalk your parents?
No.
Are you going to go to bed on time? No, y'all, come on, yes? Are you going to listen?
Yes.
Are you going to listen to Father Mario?
Yes.
That's only one person. Are you going to listen to Father Mario?
Yes.
Sam, come out of that daze. Huh? I want you to be careful because God is watching and others are watching as well. And we are sharing with them who God is by our actions. So be careful, okay? All right, stand up for me, please. Paul tells us we should be careful how we live because God is watching. You should be careful also. Amen. All right, thank you. Good job.